Hey, this is Dennis. It's Thursday. I want to get back in the Bible study. We're in the book of Acts, chapter 14. We're going to start with verse 8. And there sat a certain man at Lystra, impotent in his feet, being crippled from his mother's womb, who never had walked. So this man, been crippled all his life from his mother's womb, had never walked. The same Paul spake, who steadfastly beholding him, Paul was watching this guy and perceiving that he had faith to be healed. He's watching him. He's like, that guy's ready. And Paul said with a loud voice, stand up right on thy feet. With a loud voice, he hollered to the guy, stand up. And he leaped and walked. He leaped up and started walking. And when the people saw what Paul had done, they lifted up their voices, saying, in the speech of Lycaonia, the gods are come down to us in the likeness of men. So they're calling Paul and Barnabas gods. And they called Barnabas Jupiter and Paul Mercurius, I guess after Mercury, because he was the chief speaker. Then the priests of Jupiter, which was before their city, brought oxen and garlands unto the gate. Well, we know oxen's a type cow. And I looked up garlands, and it's like a decorative wreaths, or, and would have done sacrifice with the people. So they brought him up to the gates, and they wanted to make sacrifices to Paul and Barnabas. Which when the apostles Barnabas and Paul heard of it, they rent their clothes and ran in among the people, crying out and saying, sirs, why do you do these things? We also are men of like passions with you, and preach unto you that you should turn from these vanities and unto the living God. Turn away from this, star worship and all that, and turn to the living God, which made heaven and earth and the sea and all things therein, who in times past suffered all nations to walk in their own ways. Back in the days, y'all just walked whichever way. Nevertheless, he left not himself without witness, in that he did good and gave us rain from heaven and fruitful seasons, filling our hearts with food and gladness. And with these sayings, scarce restrained they the people. So they're telling this, but it scarcely restrained these people that they had not done sacrifice unto them. They still want to do sacrifice. Now watch the turn of events. They get how quickly it goes. They're wanting to do sacrifice. And then look at this, verse 19. And there came thither certain Jews from Antioch and Iconium, who persuaded the people, and having stoned Paul, they want to do sacrifice. Next thing you know, they stoned Paul to death, drew him out of the city, stoned him, drug him out of the city, supposing that he was dead. They thought he was dead. They had killed him. Howbeit, as the disciples stood round about him, he rose up. So them guys stone Paul to death, or they think he's dead, drag him out of the city. They probably went on their own way, and there's the disciples standing around looking at Paul. And next thing you know, he rose up and came into the city. And the next day he departed with Barnabas to Derbe. All right. Well, God bless y'all. Walk with God one day at a time.